Yeah, just see like the perfection and really everything. And I guess the symbol of it this morning is being asked to do the talk or whatever this is, and especially with Val, because just like in that song, there are two. I actually did this song, and then Ludwig helped me with it in Spain, and there's two opposed melodies coming in, seemingly opposed, and when they're put together in a way that is flow, it has this opening aspect to it. It's like a minor and a major or something like that are kind of coming together symbolically. Yeah, I just kind of saw that this morning. We were asked, and then Val, what are we going to talk about? Hey, like, we got to join on this. Hey, let me share something. And it's the whole time I really am learning, or rather emptying of that seemed like a helpful stage at one point to get to know what would be the future in some sort of tiny way. But now I just don't. Yeah, I can't be full of anything and be in spontaneous. The spontaneous flow needs to be empty. Empty, and it just is that seat. We were talking about gratitude this morning. It was like, that seems like it's a seat of gratitude. Like I don't know what's behind me, but I feel so supportive. I can't really know anything but what's here. And it was interesting, I had the thought of, well, I don't know if I could, I just, don't know if I could do a churchy thing, and then Sleeta reflected back, well, it doesn't have to be a church, and that's the truth. The moment I go into thinking there's anything other than this room, or what I see, then I judge, and that brings me out of the present moment. It just is so, when I think there's like a church or a ministry, or I'm in anything other than the present moment, where I'm just, like we were talking with Francis, plugged into the spontaneity and the inspiration. When I'm in anything other than that, then I actually lose that empty feeling. There's something solid there, and that just isn't serving anymore. It's been real great to see that these reflections coming back as I couldn't have done anything different. Recently we had a YouTube issue that we couldn't upload any YouTubes or something like that, and I just see my mind wanting to go back and retrace, could I have done anything to make it flow better or anything like that, and it was no. Yet the moment I thought that, she came in and said, we're feeling like it's either it flows or it doesn't flow with the show, and I was just wow, this is instant reflection, and it's all the reminder to go back into certainty. You couldn't have done it any different, and nothing said means what you think it means. I put I hear some words, and I make something out of them. And it's so wonderful. I probably going 1,000 miles a minute, but I just can't help it. there's been a dynamic going on in the house that's been really interesting to watch between two seemingly individuals, and I could see myself in both of the individuals' side, because I'd been there not too long ago, and I can just see that second I go in to judge anything that's coming from the other, I'm hurting myself. I feel like that's my. It's all, my own choosing to get into it. It feels like a tightening, or there's actually a physical sensation. And it's been beautiful to see it as an observer, and I can just see oh well, I'm just hearing words and then putting associations to them, and it's just that step back into where am I at now. I'm sitting in a chair, can't really know anything else. I'm actually empty in my mind, and all I do is see this. What you see is what you get, and all the rest of it's just the story, the play, to have me diverted from that. So it's just been really, it's just beautiful to see that steps kind of fallen away from me of planning. It even felt like, like if I even got into that for one moment, that's why I just needed to say, I'm setting up speakers, I'm getting into function, or getting into like a, what's going on? I just had I don't even know why that occurred the way it did, other than just to keep in the present moment, and just to see how, I've got getting a reflection here that there's something we need to plan, or there's something that could be said wrong, or what are we going to do with this and that, and it was just in the beautiful allowance to allow you, okay, what do you have, once I'm seated and open to what you have, and what you have is really, really beautiful. We were kind of talking about it yesterday, and it goes along the lines of being in that spontaneous.
Yeah, like the givenness of everything. We watched that movie, The Edge of Tomorrow, the other night, and I noticed one thought that came up for me after watching that was, they were in this, I think most of you have seen it, but they were in this loop, and in the middle of this war, and it seemed like they were asked to have such determination, like every day, to go through. They were trying to get out of their loop, so like every day, just over and over, and the dedication, and so I was, noticed this thought arise for me. Wow, is that what I have to do, and do I have it in me? And I was kind of playing out the scenario. Wow, I have to go through this war, and then really just to kind of sink back and know, okay, perhaps it doesn't look like that for me, and I don't know what my healing and my awakening needs, and can I just sit back and trust that whatever is unfolding for me, whatever is given, that's my path out, that's what I need. And really that thought of, wow, I don't know if I can do that, that's just some other thought, because I'm not being asked to do that just right now. And ties back into the the innocence as well. I watched the show on innocence that Francis did with us all when we were out a couple of weeks ago, and I just watched it yesterday, and I see that that's it. To come back into that, that's the determination I must have. like in every moment, to question, put my mind fully into, what's blocking that innocence from me, blocking me from seeing the innocence. And that's the determination. So, in form, it doesn't look like this busy war, but it's, I guess that's where it is. And then also just feeling, the gratitude theme came up this morning, but also, I do feel very grateful for how it seems now everything just unfolds. And it's like the question of, do I have to do something to make it happen? And, I see there's still definitely this idea of, I must, my effort is required in order, I don't know, for life to happen or healing to happen. So even though this morning I was attempting to get my head straight, what am I going to talk about? What are we going to do? If I'm sitting up here, there must be something. But then also just kind of step back and trust, let it be given in the moment. And so I feel like more and more that's just the practice. And also just seeing that, I think even though, I think I have control over things, but, really things just unfold the way they unfold. And that's actually the good news, that my effort is not required. Like really everything is given. And I just feel like very, very grateful for that, really.
Right. It's like the end of the loops now. Just in the full acceptance of, okay, like you just telling the general, like, you're not going to listen to me, and I just have to be straight up honest with you, because I have to be honest with, I can't try to gain something. I can't get what's in the safe. I can't do that anymore. I have to give you my full self. I have to give you the full, and that's being that in that complete integrity and honesty. Saying, I have to give up. I have to relinquish now, in order to just really let that reflection come in. I'm off the loop, and I say it again and again, but I love it so much, and you're gonna laugh at this, but it's really the present moment's off the timeline. Val's heard that like 50,000 times. Once I heard that, I was just like, I couldn't stop saying it.
Every person we met, he had to tell.
It's just like, look, I would get to this big long 30-minute thing, and then like, and now let's just look at like, this is totally off the timeline. You get it? Like, whoa! Like we're not even in time. There's no peoples. There's no persons. There's nothing going on. That's really, it just raises the mind into the present moment. And so great. Like I've been having a lot of prayer and support requests and calls and things like this, and it's and just the ones that we were joining that you mentioned, that I mentioned, that really it doesn't take time. It doesn't take. I've heard a lot of the talk about being, you've been in. When they say, well, I don't really get it. It's not a getting it. Again, it's like, and then we hear a lot. I hear a lot of, well, you have the community and you have the 4 years of expressing and whatever. Yet that can be it's just now. It's just hooking into it now and just realizing that whatever comes up, that's not that. It's perfect too. It's got to, that's got to be allowed as well. Like, like he in that movie was doing so many things to, again, we kind of calculated it must have been a year, if not longer, that he had been trying these scenarios out. And the one that I think so perfect is the one where he rolls under the truck. He gets smashed. You don't see it, but you just see like the sergeant major just going like that doesn't really like make a lot of sense, and it doesn't make a lot of sense on looking at it, because it's the what needs to play out, but that doesn't account for the present moment at all. Like, I can have an experience of being totally separate, like not separated, but separated from the linear time, and still the body seems to go through things, seems to get smashed by 20-ton truck, or yet that's not the truth of it. The truth is really that that rest, that step back that we keep on kind of talking about. It's just like this, it's so supportive, it just seems like so loving and gentle. And there's so much gratitude for that. It's just like I'm being held and just moved, and when it's like the being on a roller coaster or something. There are some times where it gets to the top of it and you're like, oh shit, but when I just relax into it, it's fun. It just has that fun quality. Oh, the body's being like, going up, a loop, and it's just doing all these things. Seems to be, but it's fun. It's really fun in that present moment. You don't know what's going to happen. Like, I just love that quality. I think Francis has said it a lot. Like, whoa, I'm totally nervous right now, and this is awesome. Like, I know what's going to happen. So, yeah, it's been really great demonstration and reminder to come, back to where we've, seemed to have been in the past. We've seemed to have been with the community and very full on. Yet, I think Spain we spent 3 months in Spain with Francis. It sort of just blew the roof right off the concepts of, the higher, it was like the beginning of the end of the hierarchy and the authority problem for me, and like the community, like it was totally its own little thing, and you could just see when I judged it as a community, I would get really heavy. It really wouldn't work, but when I was just like, this is just the happening, I'm being totally supported to be in the present moment and do what you're inspired to do, and it's really the happy dream. It's just right there, and I've always said, I really want the happy dream in everything I do, yet it's been very helpful to have the happy dream within what I'm inspired to do. So it's just been like that song, how it sort of, it seems to be dualistic, yet it has a harmony. It's sort of held together by bringing certain elements in and others fade out, and so it seems to be, that we get to use all these symbols of knowing what am I going to say, and what else is going to come out, and just this merging of that. This is really fun. It's like letting go of the contraction. You don't have to feel contracted with anything. Like, it's funny, because I was making my coffee this morning, and I stirred it with I used the cocoa mix, and I stirred it, and then I didn't want to use a wet spoon to put the instant coffee in, so I poured it in, and it just went whoosh. There was a whole bunch of it. And I thought, okay, well, that's that. I'm going to enjoy whatever this is going to be. It was just like all this energy. And,
from the coffee?
Yeah, yeah. And then we got asked to do the church service. I was like, ooh, okay, yeah, running 1,000 miles a minute. But then but there's still the opportunity to sink into the present moment. Like, there's still, because it's off the timeline, remember?
There's nothing to do with the coffee that you
nothing
drank.
To do with it.
Yeah.
Right. It's got nothing to do with it. And that's relinquishing the contraction. Not a great day to do a service when you're hyped up from coffee, and so but we just let it flow. Yeah. And I saw that again that, how you were coming at it and how I was coming at it. We couldn't really meet until we were here. Couldn't really have a joining in two diametrically opposed things. Kind of had to just come from the present moment, which is off the timeline, by the way. Just in case you didn't get that. So, right. Thank you.
Keep hearing this lyric. I don't know who sings it, but it goes, "I'm so excited, I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it."
I think I like it.
Pointer sisters, yeah.
Pointers.
Maybe a good one to go out with.
Like a choral version of it.
All right. Maybe there is one already.
Yeah.
Was there anything you guys wanted to share about, like, this being the support of the out of the blue? Comes Francis
Yeah,
Zoo?
that was sort of the Spain. It hasn't stopped.
Mm.
Like it's just kept on going, because it doesn't have to do with the show. It's not specifically about the show. It's about inspiration, and that just gets plugged into seemingly wherever I'm at. It's right here, right now. So, yet in the symbol of I need something to do, to occupy, to keep in that comes the show, and the show is. It's a symbol of I can have, and I am in a happy dream, and it is supported 100%. And I don't think I've ever really experienced that in my life before, to be 100% fully supported, and you can do it. You can do your inspiration, be what you're inspired to do, and it's not personal, like it's not my music that, the music's kind of the personal thing. And this is something completely out of that, it's completely away from it. It's the video and the getting downloads, the things that I'm not trained, or I've never focused on before, if that makes sense. It's the Holy Spirit's just saying, okay, I'm going to take what you think you know and just blossom it, because it's supported. I even think it happened back at the monastery with you, Francis, because how you expressed and how you went for it. I asked you once, I said, why, because you would express everything, like the window cleaning in the chapel with Sue, and Sue was like, you were like, you want me to do this, and you were just so like about to fall apart, or you were just going for it so much that it just seemed like, okay, she's either going to go wow or into a nervous breakdown or something, because you were just expressing at such a high level. I asked, so why exactly do you go for it like that? And you said, it seems like I only have 3 months here, and I just want to give it everything. So it's that, it just circumvents all the crazy nonsense that you have to climb a ladder to. It's like a getting on a rocket instead of some crutches or something. I felt I was on crutches, doing my spiritual journey, and that's not true, because Francis is in my mind. So that I wanted to tap into that, what she had, and she's just been that example of that the whole time in my mind, and it's just kind of come back again and again, just to say you can do fully 100% what you're inspired to do, and go for it now. Don't delay. don't delay. That was the other thing. Like from everything from the grass needing to be green to files needing to be archived that were really important. I would not know what to put priority on, so I would want to get everything off my plate before I could do the inspirational things, and that just like went into a big pile of nothing. It just was like dead, and and then Francis, we couldn't upload. It happened, I even made Google like go down in my mind for a day. We couldn't upload YouTubes to Google because it was something that was going on, and if only that video would have been uploaded, we would. It seemed to. Again, it was like that split instant of what could I have done differently, made this like thing where I needed to then see that, Francis came in and she said, about the show, if it's not going to flow, it's not going to flow, and we're not going to force it. So it just really made me realize, because I know Francis is she's my inspiration cheerleader. Like I can't put her into a box of an authority figure. That doesn't, those are two diametrically opposed things. So I was just like, wait, hold on. I'm in my certainty about it. I couldn't change anything. And this is my inspiration. And I just realized like I'm trying to take care and do things so that I can be an inspiration when the inspiration's right now, it's not in the future. So it's just like a really, I don't, that's as close as words that I can put it. Like it's not a thing, and it's experience. It's like, it's just like a switch or light switch or something like that. It's like, yeah, and so not me doing it. None of those shootings or anything is like me, and I can feel it when I think it is. It sort of doesn't go great, and I don't like that feeling, so I just constantly bringing it back to, okay, I'm just right here, right now. What you see is what you get, and I want to be empty for what will fill me instead of what will deplete me. That's basically it.
I think it's almost like the essence behind the show was when I thought nothing could stop me from being my inspiration now. And Suzanne and I were just talking, like she asked me, what is your passion? And I said, well, look, I can't think in terms of form, but if I have to say, maybe it is speaking, like just talking or deliver things that comes to me. That's my passion, and mine is so tempted to say that there's a victim there because you can't do that until you started to travel, and until people cover your travel costs, until there's an invitation for you to do that, until this, until that, and that just doesn't sound right to me. Like I have to wait. I don't want to wait, and I'm going to do it now. And I don't need anything. I just have my computer. I'm going to do it in my room. I'm going to speak. And that is really the inspiration behind the show. Is I don't wait for circumstance to provide me my inspiration. It has to be like I can do it, and you came in completely as a spirit given, because the spirit is pulling me out of saying, great, but you are supported. We have a studio for you. We have someone who is so creative and who is passionate about this creative venture as well. And it's like so given. And I loved collaborating with you, since Spain. And that was like a treat for me to be able to do that again. But all of that is, I guess, like, I just feel that's the essence behind the show. It's really not about anything else except this can be done. Like you just tap into your inspiration and you decide to shine your light right now, and then everything that is supportive of that or is part of the plan will reveal themselves.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's like the most exciting thing ever. And it's kind of came from where I could never have imagined it would come. And it's all now. So it's
Now or never.
yeah. It's now or never. My love won't wait. I don't know if that's what song that is, but kind of came to mind.
Yeah, I feel in a real softness. And yeah, just brings me back to the whole this thing we keep talking about, the whole involuntary nature of, the healing and yeah, how it seems like really sitting in the chair doing a Sunday service with the camera and a recording going, it's not really where the place I would expect, an actual, a kind of a healing thing to come up. Yeah, but I have no control over it, and I like it.
Right.
And I just see, that's really not something that Valerie would be happy about at all, because if I'm given something to do it right, and have it go out right, and follow the plan and all of that. But that, doesn't seem to be. And I feel like, I noticed this past while here, like I just don't seem to have a lot of words, or just not. I feel like there's nothing, coming out of me, or nothing to extend or whatever. And almost as if there's some kind of a holdback that I don't know what it is, but perhaps it's control or whatever. And I realize, I don't want to hold back anything. And, so if whatever needs to crumble, something needs to crumble for me to, to do that, really allow the inspiration, love, whatever it is to flow, then let it crumble. And if, this is where it happens, then let it happen. Just, I like the feeling of this softness I'm in right now. So feel grateful for that.
Like we said at the beginning of even coming here, this is all for you. This is all for me. Like it's to take that. It's literal. It's beautiful. This morning or yesterday morning, we were having like the morning meeting, and everybody kind of left, and I just kind of drew a card, and it said, "The word inevitable frightens the ego, yet the word inevitable is I forgot the exact thing. Joy to the spirit. He is." It goes on to say he is. I don't even remember, but just that inevitability. And then I put the card kind of away, and then I went to the studio, and I was just hearing like inevitable, blah blah blah, inevitable, inevitable. And the people were saying it, and then I looked on Facebook, and Sarah had posted it on Facebook, and I was like, wow, I just like, it's in the mind, it's just really in the mind. It's like that. It's like when in that movie, when at the very end, when he's got all those this
grenades.
is Edge of Tomorrow, and he got all those grenades, and he's pulled the linchpins and let him drop, and then turned around, and the monster got him or whatever. But it was inevitable because he pulled the linchpins. It's already And that's just a symbol of it's already, blown apart, the second it came in. So, it's such a deep lesson, that one. I guess we're just kind of dropping more and more into it.
Mm. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Do we have any music to finish up? I'm not quite feeling the...
What are you feeling?
I'm so excited that... not quite, something a little softer.
Can you join a network here?
All I keep hearing is the song that you recorded in Spain and did the video of through the
Oh,
streets.
okay. Yeah. I was just going into my folder.
Oh, my dear friend? That one? Okay.
Dear friend or the one where we have the choir?
Not the one with the choir.
My dear friend?